All right, guys, welcome back to Beards of War. Good to see you guys again. It's been a little while, a lot going on in the world right now, and we're just happy about being here and seeing you guys again. So, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, so tonight we're going to be covering a couple of things. We couldn't figure out what we're going to review, so we decided, well, we'll bring what we've watched recently to the table. So, between myself, Scorched Earth, and FBR, we came up with a couple of decent flicks, as I understand it. So starting off, we're going to go with Fat Broken Rambo on his, and then we'll roll right into mine. But hopefully, you guys enjoy this episode. I know we will, regardless. And make sure you guys hit us up in the comment section. All right,
All
brother.
right,
Over
hey
to you.
man, thanks for welcoming me back. I've been gone for about 6 weeks, had some stuff going on, so it's part of life, man. Sometimes we have to dip in and out. Sometimes we kind of go with a recording lull because we do this for the love of the game and not because we're being paid to do it. Not yet, at least. If you guys want to help us out with that, we're cool.
By all means.
But yeah, so in my 6 week hiatus, one of the things I actually got a chance to cover was Project Hail Mary, Ryan Gosling, Chris Lord, and Phil something. The guys that made the Lego movie, man. And if you guys haven't watched that, it's an absolute joy to watch, even as a grown ass adult. A couple things they've done is they did 21, 22 Jump Street. They did do the Spider-Verse animated films over at Sony. So, like, these guys are expert storytellers. I don't know what Lucasfilm was thinking when they shit canned them off the Solo movie that they did about Han Solo a couple years ago. Ron Howard's version was all right, but I'd kill to see what these guys came up with, man, because I think they're phenomenal storytellers. But yeah, so based on Andy Weir's book, and if you guys don't know who that is, he's the one that wrote the book, The Martian, the Matt Damon film about being an astronaut stranded on Mars. A very similar vein. This one's told a little bit differently. Like, Ryan Gosling wakes up in space, and he's been kind of like in a hypersleep coma kind of thing. And all he has is this robot system, kind of like Mother from Alien, except not as homicidal, that is kind of like teaching him the ways of the ship and stuff like that. And he's at the same time, he's actually trying to recall. So that's when you see the flashbacks on Earth of what got him into this current situation. So he's like a middle school science teacher, super big brain guy who is not a pilot, not an astronaut, and is faced with a scientist who has a problem with NASA. The sun's going to die. It's basically an end of the world kind of film. It's all in space, right? So the majority of the film is him like talking to himself or to a CGI co-star named Rocky. My understanding is the puppeteer, the motion capture who actually did that was the one who voiced Rocky, the alien life form that we encounter halfway through the movie that befriends Ryan Gosling because they're on the same mission. Basically, it's to save the sun from this kind of like this bacteria that's eating its life force. It's a absolutely phenomenal movie. First of all, go see it on the biggest screen you can find. If you can find an IMAX, my hat is off to you. I can only imagine the experience is incredible on an IMAX. Second thing is, if you can't find an IMAX, and get the biggest theater you can and sit center seats. That way you can just take it all in, because there's some cinematic, absolute masterpiece shots in this movie. Every decision is well thought out. The supporting cast is phenomenal. Jason Bourne's girlfriend plays a co-star leading role. I cannot remember the actress's name. Apologize. That's where I remember her from. Man, Rocky, the ET of 2026, man, just steals your heart. They eventually learn to communicate, and it's just phenomenal, man. And there's a moment of peril later in the movie where Ryan Gosling has to decide about going home or going to go save Rock, man. Spoiler alert. They both come out in the end for it, and it's a tense ass moment. Every action set piece, I'd use that term loosely, or every moment of peril is like incredibly anxiety inducing. Like, it is the overall full cinematic experience that you hope for. The sound is fantastic. The visuals are incredible. The plot moves around like quickly. You would not expect this movie is 2 hours and 36 minutes long. I didn't feel it one bit. I would love to go see it again in theaters. It's probably the best movie I've seen in the last 2 years, because I can't think of anything I would stack against this. And you feel good. Like, leaving the movie theater is one of those experiences where I think the key to it is that you feel good about yourself when you walk out and have enjoyed it, or you have watched something that is potentially controversial that leads to discussions. I think that's what film is great about. This movie was uplifting. It made you cheer for your soul, man. It was just a beautiful film. Highly recommend it. Go see it in the theater. You owe it to yourself. There is just something about seeing it on a big screen. It's flawless, man. I think it's a fantastic film.
Awesome, man. Oh,
I
yeah,
don't think
I'm
I
kinda
cursed once there.
yeah, you know what? I don't think so. Yeah, kudos, kudos. Yeah, you know what? I'm kinda disappointed I hadn't seen it yet, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to. 'Cause I was interested in checking it out. I kinda forgot what it was about when I saw the name, and once you mentioned, Ryan Gosling, I was like, "Ah, okay, okay, yeah." Remember the trailer. It looked interesting.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, man. It really is. And if you go see it, dude, I'd welcome to do a deep dive with you too, because I could talk about that movie till I'm blue in the face and not be bored one bit. Like it was that enjoyable.
Man, that says a lot, especially when you're stacking it up against 2 years worth of, amazing footage of movies and stuff that we've
Yeah,
seen over the past couple of years. Because there's just been so much, great stuff out there. You guys
there
putting
has,
out
yeah, for
bangers.
sure.
All right, well, I guess that kinda leads us into mine. So Crime 101, 2026 movie, you guys can watch it on Amazon Prime. If you don't have it, get it. Not specifically for this, because there's some things here and there. But yeah, just get the temporary thing. Get it for 30 days, 90 days, whatever it is. But good movie. So it's starring, it has a bunch of people, but the key actors in this one is Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Nick Nolte is in this. Halle Berry's in here. Interesting. I didn't expect to see her in here. Kind of forgot she was in the movie. But it essentially starts off with Chris Hemsworth being a kind of obscure, introverted, criminal, right? So he's a thief. And essentially what he does is still, high end stuff. So diamonds, pictures, paintings, whatever he can from, specific rich folks, right? That he's kind of cased out over time. So he sets up his own jobs, and he uses Nick Nolte as kind of the middleman for fencing his stuff, right? So he steals some stuff, he passes it off to Nick Nolte, and he's like, "All right, hey, so your next job, when you're going to do that?" And then he moves on to the next one. So what ends up happening though is he builds a pattern over time. So he's meticulous about setting this stuff up, casing things out, hitting certain things, but kind of in a row. So he kind of repeats this pattern, doesn't leave prints, doesn't exact any violence on anybody. And Mark Ruffalo plays a cop who's it's just kind of he's been in the force for a long time, kind of pissed off the boss, multiple times, and he's stuck on this guy. He's like, this guy is the 101 thief, because he's using the Interstate 101 as kind of his escape route from every single heist. So nobody believes him because, well, nobody ever finds him. He doesn't leave any evidence. They think it's just all kind of random. He's constantly pointing out the patterns, and his boss is like, "Look, man, you're bringing us down. We need you to close these cases out. We need it to look good for the whole police force because you're making me look bad. Your partner look bad." And so it gets to the point where he's having marital problems. He's got to go stay at, in a place on the beach. He meets Halle Berry, kind of based off of some stuff that she does. And her job is essentially insurance to these rich folks, right? So there's a diamond or jewelry dealer who ends up getting robbed by, you name it, right? Chris
Thor?
Hemsworth, Thor, right? Yeah, hammers, there was lightning involved, but I'm not sure what was going on. And I'm just joking. So he wasn't dressed as that would have been funny. Would have made a great comedy. But essentially, he ends up robbing a guy, and he gets I don't know. I think it was like $3-4 million in diamonds off of the guys who are supposed to deliver it to this other jeweler. So Halle Berry being in the insurance company that insures them, she's like, all right, well, we need to poly this guy to make sure it wasn't an inside job. That's how she meets Mark Ruffalo. She's not doing a very good job at closing her deals. She's, in her late 50s, and basically her boss is like, look, nobody wants, over the hill person that's doing the insurance. They want younger people doing it. They want to see these young ladies come and sell the insurance to them. And she's taking it personal because she's supposed to be a partner at this point. She's been with the firm for 11 years, and they keep saying manana, manana, next year, just next year. Once
Yeah.
you've, kind of closed out some more big deals, we can talk then, talk then. And it got under her skin. But Chris Hemsworth, being the good thief that he is, he kind of cased her out, and he was going to use her as an end to get to some really high end guys. So he hits her up with a proposition. Hey, now I know you're having a hard time. You got no kids, you got no family. You should have been promoted, years ago. This one guy got promoted over you and he has only been there 7 years. So how about if you're willing to do this, you snap a picture of yourself, on the beach, post it on Instagram. I'll see that and I know you're in, and we can work this thing where you get me in, you tell me the patterns, security, that kind of thing. And, I'll steal a bunch of money and some jewels from this one really rich customer who turned her down. She wasn't for that. She eventually, gets pissed off in the
Takes a
office.
photo.
What's that?
Takes a photo.
Yeah, she takes like a photo of her feet on the beach and posts it. He's like, all right, game on. So as a part of this, now remember, Chris Hemsworth is really introverted. It's a unique role for him. I haven't personally seen him in something like this where he's played a very introverted character, doesn't want to look people in the eye, kind of shy, but that kind of stems from his childhood growing up in foster homes and moving around. And so nobody really knows his history other than I think maybe Nick Nolte to a degree. There's a competing criminal rival, right? This young guy on a motorcycle that also works for Nick Nolte because Chris Hemsworth almost got shot on that one job. He's kind of feeling a little skittish about this final job that he's setting up with Halle Berry. So Nick Nolte brings in this other kid and is like, hey, man, he's not really feeling it. I want you to follow him around because he's planning something. And then you jack him for what he steals, kind of a thing. Obviously, this guy being in his seemingly he's a little high strung, he's a little dangerous. So, he kind of puts himself out there and he's seen by Chris Hemsworth and they have this back and forth throughout a good portion of the movie. But essentially it turns out that the heist goes down, this guy shows up and Chris Hemsworth has the gun on Mark Ruffalo. He's pointing the gun at him. They're inside the room with all this money, all these diamonds, and then in comes a young guy and pulls the gun on Chris Hemsworth and the cop and gets a little too rambunctious. Next thing you know, because Chris Hemsworth doesn't hurt anybody, but he ends up killing the guy and feels bad about it. Mark Ruffalo basically, and it's spoiler, but you guys still check this movie out. It's worth it. He says, look, man, I know you didn't mean to do it. Go ahead. How about you just get out of here, never come back. The money's still here. The jewels are still here, and you can just cut chalks and we'll make a story work. And because Mark Ruffalo is basically being ousted from the force because he wasn't going to lie for another cop that committed a bad shoot.
Gotcha.
When they were looking for this guy, he basically planted a gun on the kid and said there was a gun there, and he had already seen it. So he wasn't going to lie. So they were going to boot him. He'd been there forever. They already didn't like him. So he basically said, look, all right, I'm going to do, and I didn't really see this one coming until the end. He let him go. And at one point, I'm not going to tell you how he did it, but Mark Ruffalo walks away with some of the diamonds at the end, and then ends up linking up with Halle Berry to some degree, and he knew her situation. And then she had already quit from that business because she's like, I've had it. You guys aren't going to promote me anyway. Gave her a couple diamonds, and Chris Hemsworth was leaving town, came back and decided, well, you know what? I'm going to do a good thing. So he left a place on the beach, a beautiful place on the beach for Mark Ruffalo's character. And he left them an old car because they'd been talking about old cars and which one do they like. And so he left them it was a beautiful, beautiful car. Left him that. And he also, he had a love interest. So she really just didn't know him. Kept telling him the entire time, you're elusive. You know, to look me in the eye. I don't know anything about you, but you say, wait, wait for me. I got some things I got to do out of town. And she kind of broke it off. And then he sent her a picture in an envelope of him when he was younger and said, hey, I was wrong. And, basically, if you're still willing to make this thing work, we'll make it work. And she got up and left the office, and it seemed like she was going after him. I'm willing to bet now, if you guys watch this movie thoroughly, the person who delivers the mail on her desk, because they only show him from like here down, I think that was him, and she didn't really pay attention. And then she realized, like, wait a minute, the guy who just gave me the mail was probably him. She got up and ran off after him, but it kind of closes out there. I thought it was going to be once Mark Ruffalo pulls the diamonds out of his pocket, I thought it was going to be at some point they linked up between Halle Berry, Mark Ruffalo, and Chris Hemsworth, that they
Yeah, I
had
would draw that
decided, you know
conclusion
what?
too.
Yeah, we're going to do it. So they threw me for a little good one. You guys got me on that because I thought it was going that traditional route of at the end they all came together
Yeah, everybody
to
was
jack
already
these
in on it
guys.
from the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was a great movie. It's fairly action-packed. I liked him in this role. I thought he did a great job. There's a few other actors and actresses in there that look familiar, but those are the 4, right? The 4 big ones, in my opinion, that stood out that people probably know. It's well worth a watch. Again, it's on Amazon. It just came out 2026. I think you guys will like it, man. I really do.
Did you ever see Chris Hemsworth in? It was called Black Hat.
I don't think I've seen
He
that one.
plays like a hacker, and he's in like a black site kind of prison and gets busted out by the government. It's like a joint U.S. China government like task force going after like a hacker that's kind of like fucking up like country economies and kind of thing like that. It's directed by Michael Mann, the guy who made Heat. It's funny because like Helmsworth, this was pre Thor, so he's not even close to being as big as he is now. But seeing him in that film, like it's kind of like Collateral. Like you have like 5 seconds of action, and then you have like 30 minutes of exposition kind of thing. It's like it's a slow film, but like you can appreciate it. It kind of strikes me as that, like how he acts in some of his movies. Like I'd highly recommend Black Hat to anybody who's a Michael Mann fan as well. I think it's underrated, underappreciated. Pretty solid flick. It was
So
his interpretation doing like the Jason Bourne kind of like shaky cam shit though. It's the only problem with it.
yeah, so it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking the whole time watching this movie, it kind of reminded me of a little mix between Heat, right? De Niro and Pacino's
Yeah,
character.
exactly.
They almost kind of played this way because they were having conversations. They were in the car with one another. They were on the phone with one another. They almost kind of played off that vibe. And then even them out in town, it almost kind of gave me a Heat slash transporter vibe with the driving because he
Sure.
does
Yeah.
some crazy driving. Yeah, so it was similar to those in that regard. But yeah, it was well worth it. I thought they did a good job of shooting this. The action in that was great. The acting I thought was good. And the overall storyline, right? I thought was good. And they closed it. If anything could be improved, in my opinion, I would say if they'd shown Chris Hemsworth again at the very end, whatever it is, doing something, maybe linking up with the love interest at a coffee shop or something, or a place that they for anything, I think that would have like completely sealed the deal for me. But in any event, I thought they did a good job with this movie. You guys should definitely check it out.
Nice. Yeah, it's on my list, man. I'll get there eventually. We're all kind of catching up in life at this point. Hey, man, summer's around the corner. Are you excited for anything this summer coming out?
I don't even know what's coming out anymore, man. It's been so discombobulating.
Fair enough.
I really, I have
Well,
no
I know
idea.
you're a super jacked
Not
He-Man
Spider-Man.
fan.
Well, so I'm interested in that one. I
Have you
will
seen
say
that?
that I'm
Have
not
you seen the second
stoked
trailer?
about it.
Because you were talking about one of the characters. You were like, man, if that guy's not in it, I'm gonna be bummed out. I can't remember.
So it was Beastman,
I feel like he's in it.
Orko. Yeah, I think they
Orko's the little
did.
flying wizard guy, right?
Yeah, and I haven't seen
Okay.
anything on Orko.
Okay, so neither is the rest of the internet. I read an interesting article today. Yahoo News, it's the only way I get my news. I'm just kidding. It's good for data aggregation. There's a what is his name?
Orko?
Orko. Yeah, it's a little flying wizard with like the glowing eyes. That's all you see of him. He's going to be in the after credit scene. He's the only
Okay.
character that's not in the main movie. But
Well, so
they want to include him to tip their hand for a sequel.
all right, well, okay, fair enough. But then there was a third character. Well, wait a minute, was that two? Yeah, so there was a third one, and that would be Merman. So, in my
Merman's
opinion,
in the second trailer for sure. I saw him.
yeah, I was like, dang it, man.
Who's the dude that had like the helmet like Juggernaut and he'd run into walls?
Ram Man?
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer too.
Yeah. So I mean, and cool. Those are, I would say, key players in the He-Man universe. But I'm like, I almost feel like you got to have at least 2 out of the 3 top ones, because the top ones outside of the main character, right, He-Man and Skeletor, are, in my opinion, Orko, Merman, and Beastman, because they're in almost every single episode cartoon that I ever watched. Those are like his main evil minions, Merman and Beastman,
Well,
and
look at
then
it this way,
everybody
man.
else's.
You're not going to wait an entire movie to find out who the fuck Cobra Commander is, like in the original G.I. Joe movie back in the day that was fucking trash. At least He-Man's got, like, it looks promising compared to that.
Was Destro in the first? I didn't even see
He
that
was,
one.
yeah, but you didn't see him put his mask on to the very end either.
So it's kind of like Destro not being in the movie. Like,
Yeah,
how do
pretty
you
much.
not have
Like,
Destro?
he's just a Scottish arms dealer or some some B actor. Like, no offense to that dude, but like I've seen him in some shit. But I will tell you, man, the one that I'm excited for the most this summer is the Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. Like, I'm determined to find an IMAX screen to go see that because I think it's gonna be 3 hours of blood, gore, and cyclops and sirens, and I absolutely love the story of Odysseus. So I can't wait. And I
I
think
hope they don't mess it up, man.
it
They
looks
better
like
not make it a mix between Clash of the Titans and Troy.
yeah, and maybe it's a guilty pleasure of mine, man. But I actually enjoyed Troy. I thought it was a pretty good film. But
I did, but I don't think I could do both of those mixed together, and I
no,
like both of
no,
those movies.
and I don't
I
think
love
Nolan's
Clash of
gonna.
the Titans.
I don't think he's gonna go for a 300 vibe either. Which thank you because I fucking hate 300. You can argue with me all you want. I wanted to watch Gates of Fire, man. I didn't want to watch a comic book. Uh,
Yeah, Gates of Fire would have been great.
But Amanda Asante did a miniseries on television in like the mid '90s. I think it was about called The Odyssey. There's like 3 or 4 parts, and I remember because like Eric Roberts played one of the suitors that is courting his wife. She's holding out until Odysseus returns to Ithaca. I still think Armando Asante plays the role of Odysseus phenomenally. I mean, seeing Sean Bean in Troy was good. I'm super excited to see what Matt Damon can do with the role. Tom Holland, I think, is playing his son, and it looks like John Bernthal, by the screen grabs I've seen, is going to be probably the head suitor. So I'm assuming he's going to be one of the villains of the story. I could be completely wrong, but that's my assessment.
Yeah, he's mostly like locked into being villains and stuff, or
Or the
something
Punisher.
similar to, or anti-hero, right? So yeah, I mean, he's not a bad actor, but don't get me started on. Yeah, I ain't gonna go down that road.
I love him as a Punisher. I think he does a great job. Thomas Shane's always going to be my Punisher. Yeah, wait for the comment section to destroy me on that one. Come at me, bro. You even lift?
Yeah, come at me. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. I think I may have seen like part of a trailer for Odyssey. I'd actually liked some of the characters from that, so I'm looking forward to watching that. But again, I haven't been stoked about really anything that's coming out. Probably the closest thing really is the He-Man thing. So we'll
That's
see.
fair.
I ain't watching
There's a lot of like
Spider-Man.
smaller
Not
stuff.
happening.
It's funny because Jack's messaging us right now. He's like, "What do you guys think about Spider-Man?"
Trash.
Okay, so like here's
Stop making Spider-Mans.
he's just gonna puke emoji all over this thing. He hasn't even watched the movie yet.
Yep.
I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I don't know what they're gonna do with the character at this point. I think I'm just kind of over Marvel. Like I'm gonna give Doomsday a shot because there's some. I want to see what they do with the X-Men because I think if they do the X-Men right, I think it might be kind of interesting. I'm interested to see what the Downey Jr. explanation for Doctor Doom is. So it's morbid curiosity at this point. I don't really know. Like I guess maybe as I get older, I just want more grounded. Like I want a Daredevil, right? So and we do get Daredevil. So like not everything can be rated TVM or MA or rated R. I get that, but like I just don't see how they blend Punisher, the mature like portrayal that Bernthal's doing with Tom Holland. It seems like they're going to make it work. I don't even know. I don't even understand the story of what's going on. He's being mutated from the spider DNA. There's rumors that
Some kind of a
Bernthal's actually
recharging or something like every so often
spider
they
like
molt.
upgrades his DNA or something like that.
Yeah,
And
they
I know
molt
that,
and then they upgrade. And like,
and it's happened in the comic books from what I've read. Because he's going to go more towards like the webbing actually being like created inside of him, like bioorganic, or I don't know what the fuck the term is, but I don't have spider webbing shooting out of me, so I can't I don't know what to say. But he doesn't have to have the cartridges anymore. So like they're escalating his abilities, but like there's a rumor that Bernthal's actually going to kill him in it because he's going to mutate into like the man spider monster kind of thing, which that would be interesting because there's also talk that like Garfield and Maguire might come back in as their versions of Spider-Man again. I don't know, man. I guess what I need is I need a villain to care about Spider-Man, and honestly, they don't do the greatest of jobs with Spider-Man's villains, in my opinion. I thought they completely shit the bed with the Carnage, Woody Harrelson Carnage in the Venom series. That was horrible. So I'm not super excited for Spider-Man. I'll check it out, man. It's a summer popcorn flick. If I'd love to go see it with you guys, so we could just laugh at how maybe bad it is. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean,
I'd almost rather watch Borderlands.
Yeah, I mean,
which is bad.
That's a bold statement. That's fair. We got a new fucking Spielberg movie called Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day.
Spielberg makes pretty decent sci-fi films, I find. I like Supergirl. I'm excited to see that because of seeing Jason Momoa as Lobo finally. The dream casting is finally complete. It looks like Supergirl meets John Wick, but I'm okay with that, man, because I'd fuck somebody up if they hurt my dogs. So, but yeah, I don't know. Summer looks interesting. Still need to watch Dust Bunny with Mads Mikkelsen if I ever get around to watching that.
Yeah, I saw a lot of those in boot camp. I'm good.
And last but not least from Jack is Super Mario. I've heard mixed things, but it's making a ton of fucking money, man. So good for them.
Like the video game Super Mario?
Yeah, it's the second one that came out, Super Mario World or Galaxy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, good
It's
for
gonna turn
Nintendo,
out to
man.
be an amazing summer.
The last one made $1 billion, man. So, like, it's. I don't think a Super
I
Mario
still
Brothers cartoon is meant for us. Just to go
Yeah.
on a whim.
No, I'm just thinking it's like stuff that I'd wanna see, like, there's not like I said, numbers don't do it for me. Quality of the movie does it for me, and, as well as I do, it can be a poor quality movie, but as long as they get butts and seats,
True.
that's what counts, so it's like,
Let's see what else.
I get it. Great for the kids. Don't take advice from me on this, guys. Like, take your kids out well, take this advice. Take your kids out to see it if you think it's gonna be good, by all means, and for
Oh
those
yeah.
who, like to watch those, enjoy.
So we have the new
Yeah, I'm
Star
not the guy.
Wars. I don't think that's going to be very good.
There's
I'm
another
actually
one.
more excited for Masters of the Universe. Scary Movie 6, the Wayne's Brothers are back, man. I'm stupid excited for that. Death of
Yeah.
Robin Hood looks fantastic. That comes out June 19th with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, where he's actually like a bad guy.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
interesting.
A
It's like
different
the
spin. That's a different take on it, yeah.
yeah. Super Troopers 3, August
Oh my
26th. Why not? Sure.
god.
Count me in, bro. The remake of Cliffhanger, August 28th. No, thank you.
He's already pulled over. Can't
Never
pull over
mind. I guess I'm
anymore.
already over Schnozberry tastes like Schnozberries. Resident Evil, September 18th. Can't fucking wait, man.
Good
Cannot
luck,
wait.
brother. Good luck. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you.
Thanks, man. I'm stupid excited. Clayface, October 23rd. I think that's gonna be fantastic. Rated R DC kind of horror movie. I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool. Sorry, I'm going to base a Violent Night 2, December 4th. Hell yeah. Rumor has it Avengers Doomsday is going to get shifted to December 11th because they don't want to compete with IMAX against Doom 3, which comes out December 18th. And that takes us to the end of the year.
Yeah, it sounds like they got a bunch of humdingers.
That's the kind of positive enthusiasm I love to see.
I call it realism. It's like I'm not impressed. Not impressed, guys. Just go back to the drawing table.
Yeah, it seems a little, well, I mean, for stuff that we probably want to watch, it seems a little sparse.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it for me. Hey, again, we appreciate you guys. Don't take my glumness about the prospects over the next few months as the standard for the channel. We definitely enjoy doing this, and we like you guys coming out and supporting. So
Hell yeah.
please continue to support, show up. Put ugly faces in the comment section, thumbs downs, whatever, pukey faces. You disagree with me, I'm completely wrong. We got thick skin. We don't take it personal. We just enjoy doing this for you guys, for ourselves. It's great therapy. And yeah, tune in next week. Hopefully we're back on our regular schedule and look forward to seeing you guys then. Scorched earth out of here.
Fat Brogan Rambo out here. Cheers, fuckers.